coming.
It's like 5 minutes away. 25 minutes away.
Dober Dan, and welcome to this special Eve of All Hallows Eve episode of Vaesen, Slovene lands. Here, the whispers of ancient legends weave through mist-shrouded forests and babbling brooks, bringing to life the eerie and the enigmatic. I am Kitschy, your guide and game facilitator, leading you through this dark and mesmerizing journey. In the year 1848, within the rugged and mysterious Slovene lands, we traverse a world where the boundary between the mundane and the mystical is perilously thin. With the sight, our investigators pierce through the veil of reality, confronting ancient spirits that have lingered since time immemorial, hidden yet ever present alongside humanity. Join us as we rekindle ancient magics and face the uncanny, reconnecting with a world of mystery driven by primordial laws. Brace yourself, for in the land of the Vaesen, the familiar and the fearsome dance an eternal, haunting waltz. With me today we have...
Hello, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Joseph Wolfram Fox, a hunter of the mundane and supernatural.
Ooh.
And I am Dan, and I am playing the manipulative vagabond, Luka Koss.
And I'm Ellie. I'm playing the vengeful nurse. Surprisingly vengeful.
Ooh. Havala. And now for a few disclaimers. All characters appearing in this work are fictitious. Any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, is coincidental. This actual play contains themes of violence, death, religion, sexual and potentially explicit scenes, depictions or discussions of traumatic events, and other adult topics that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Please take care while listening, and if you find any of the content distressing, consider pausing or skipping ahead. Your well-being is important. Da?
Da.
So let us step forward into the shadows and begin. Veliko Zrejlo. Previously on Vaesen.
Yes.
Slovene.
Yes.
Only took me 5 tries. Hand in hand, Akka escorted her newfound friend Evelyn to Gasper's cottage with the company of Luka and Joseph. The now sobered hermit was evidently more cooperative, sharing with them his nightly routine, to set out on a boat into the stillness of Lake Bohine and listen to the melody sung by the Lady of the Lake. As the sun set and the darkness of the night stretched across the waters, the lullaby returned, and the party set out. Their boat slowly slid into the lake as the party joined in with the haunting tune, inviting the chanteuse closer. The dulcet soprano encircled their vessel in a moment of unease before 2 hazel eyes glinted in the light of the lantern, and Gasper dove in, frantically chasing her visage. The moment was lost as the Rusalka disappeared into the depths, so the party was forced to concede back to the cottage to dry and warm the hermit, and to formulate a plan. The party decided to perform a ritual dug up in the society headquarters library, one to summon and calm a water spirit. Luckily, the ingredients were easy enough to gather. O vodni dush, vyžviam vás, odpustnám nase previnení, Kashem upakoviet toya hinev. Proshim ta hovar as nami. And Zoya was summoned. The Rusalka joined them along the coast of Lake Boheme and shared with them her grief, and shared as well in the grief of Evelyn, before their connection was shattered by none other than Wrath Incarnate, Jakob Lejek. A fight ensued. Rage, pain, betrayal, vengeance. Jakob now lies unconscious. The remaining encounter participants stuck in a limbo of emotions and resolutions. What will happen next?
Oh.
All right, so you are all standing on the lake, or the
shore of the lake.
of Lake Bohemia, and Jakob is unconscious, having been knocked out by none other than
Me, Luka.
Luka.
Good
With
job,
an
Luka.
Oar.
With an oar, I forgot.
oar,
Yeah.
With an
Double
oar,
tapped.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoya has turned to you all. Her composure softened. A somber sadness across her face. Evelyn still stands behind the boat where Akka had escorted her to safety. And she has fallen silent. She looks to the three of you and then back at Zoya. As the light of the moon glints in the Rusalka's eyes.
I feel like this is Gasper's moment.
Oh. Yeah. Where's Gasper? What's Gasper doing?
Gasper is near Joseph and Luka, having participated in the fight with Jakob. He is also standing silently, facing Zoya. His eyes wide and locked on her.
I'm just going to step out of his way.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out, I guess. I mean, I'm tempted to just chuck Jakob in the lake, but I know
Yeah.
we have some dissenting opinions.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to where Evelyn and Akka are standing and give the other two some space.
Can I wrap like an arm around Evelyn and sort of, if she seems receptive to it, and kind of like
Yeah,
give her
she
some
seems...
emotional support?
Yeah. She doesn't react much as you place your arm around her.
Oh.
You can see that she's a bit in her head, that she's kind of like lost in thought, trying to assess the situation. As Gasper begins to slowly walk towards Zoya. You see that she reaches a hand out towards him, met by his hand. They clasp each other's fingers and they move close together.
Oh.
And then you start to hear a muffled sob as they press their foreheads together. And then under his breath, Gasper begins to speak to Zoya in hushed tones. Can you make an observation check? Right? Observation?
Yeah. Empathy. Observation. Empathy.
Yeah.
1 success.
2 successes.
I'm old, I don't hear anything.
It's okay.
You're listening to like the waves.
Yeah, I'm listening to it's like, oh, it's a nice rhythmic I'm still thinking about the song.
Yeah.
The between moments of indiscernible mumbling, you do make out some of what is being exchanged between the pair. They are having a rather intimate moment, and they're not intentionally, at least you don't get the sense that they're intentionally trying to like be quiet. They're just having a very intimate conversation. And from the distance, you're not making out a ton of what they're saying, but you do catch enough of it to understand that Gasper is saying goodbye.
Oh.
This was something he was robbed of 6 years ago, the chance to say goodbye to Zoya. And he's come around to the realization that he's the reason she's been held here in this state.
Oh. I thought it was her anger holding her back. But I guess not. It was love.
It could be a combination of the two, but he truly is taking accountability for his portion and letting her go, but also being truthful and transparent with her was a big piece of the puzzle. That he had never expressed his feelings for her out loud. It had always been an unspoken portion of their relationship. And knowing how each other felt answered a lot of questions and cleared up a lot of ambiguity that had existed, that had muddled the emotional landscape of the Rysulka. As they conclude their moment, Gasper begins to pull away, holding on to her hand just a little bit longer before he fully turns to the four of you and walks towards you. He nods knowingly at each of you, and he begins to walk away from the shore into the forest. Evelyn looks at you, Akka. And then she has a grimaced smile, but then a slow nod as she blinks. Takes a deep breath and tugs at your arm a little bit.
Is there an outcome that you're hoping for here, Evelyn? I've got my own ideas, but I'm not the one who has to live this life.
She doesn't say anything, but begins to walk towards the forest. clasping your hand as she walks.
Oh,
She's-
then I'll follow her into the forest. I guess. Is she like pulling me along?
Yeah, lightly.
okay.
She's not forcing it, but there's a gentle, like, nudge. And if you don't follow her, she will let go of your hand and continue on her way.
I guess I'll follow her, go with her.
You hear a faint murmur of a sob as a stream of tears runs down her right cheek.
Oh no, okay, yeah. Is she still walking, or can we
Yeah,
stop and hug
she's
it
walking.
out? Okay.
Once she gets into the forest and the canopy blocks view of the moonlight,
Uh-huh.
you are both standing in darkness and she stops walking. The crunch of the leaves stop with a snap of a twig. And then she wraps an arm around you
Oh.
and then buries her face in your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're there. I give her a big motherly hug, using all of my good bedside manner. And rub her back while she cries. They're there. Let it all out.
You can hear Gasper continuing further into the forest towards his cottage. Luka and Joseph, what are you doing?
I feel like I should go to Gasper. So he's not just... Because this was a very intense experience for him as well. That Joseph knows a little bit about loss of a loved one. So he'll try to fast walk back to catch up with Gasper.
Yeah, so you do a little jaunt off after him. Luka?
Luka's gonna go put the oar back.
Tiny boy.
So you just like place the oar very quietly.
Yeah,
down.
is Zoya doing anything? Is she just standing there?
She's just standing near the body of Jakob, just at the edge of the lake.
All right. I'll walk to
Watching.
the I'll walk up the shore, well, not up the shoreline, like up into the woods. But I'm gonna try and make eye contact with her and just give her a nod and then proceed into the woods.
As you are the last one to exit into the forest, as you turn around and give her a nod, you see as she begins to slowly descend on Jakob's body, and you hear the sound of stones dragging towards the lake. You turn away, left only with the bubbling of water as she drags him into the depths of Lake Bohemia.
Keep strolling.
And so,
Good riddance.
Joseph, you follow Gasper back to his cottage. He slowly pushes open the door and makes his way inside. You can hear the creaking of the wooden floorboards beneath your feet as he shuffles across the dining room into the hallway, making his way towards the bedroom.
Gasper, I know that was a very... How are you feeling?
Better than I have in many years. It's, not my ideal, but we did what had to be done.
Yeah, there are never easy choices, but I'm glad that you were able to have one sort of final moment.
Her soul can be at peace now. He puts a hand on your shoulder and just kind of pats you a little bit. His cheeks are wet with tears. He pulls her dress from his pocket and wipes away the tears from beneath his eyes. And then he motions towards the front door and then turns around and lumbers off to his bedroom. You hear the creak of his bed as he sits down on it.
I'll see you tomorrow. And I pull out the flask from my pocket, and I leave it on the table. But unbeknownst to him, Joseph had emptied it out and it just has water in it.
All right.
Surprise hydration.
Yeah.
Idiot. You thought you were drinking to cope, but instead you're getting hydrated.
Hydration after a night of crying is one of the best things you could do. It feels so freaking good.
Not even water. That shit got Pedialyte in it.
All the electrolytes you need.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that hits the spot. Anyways, speaking of crying, back with Akka and Evelyn.
Oh, yeah.
So you share several minutes of embrace before she's cried most of it out and she is ready to return back home. You can see that there's a mix of emotions welling up inside her, but she's kind of at capacity for the day.
Fair. You know, everything seems worse at night.
You can tell there will be a long period of grieving that follows this in the weeks to come. But for tonight, she seems relieved.
Great. Well, I can escort her home. I mean, we're staying at her house, so I expect we'll all end up there. But
Yeah.
I'll
fair.
escort her back to the house if she seems ready to go.
Yeah.
And I remember the way, because to be honest, every other time we've done this, I've just followed one of you guys.
There's a path. There's
Yeah.
a trod path now.
She can also make her way back home from here.
Oh,
She's-
great. So she escorts me back.
She's
like, now this
very
way.
familiar with this town.
I'm like, let's go home. Let me take you back home. And then we start walking and she's like,
This way.
It's like a little gentle nudge every once in a while. She
like,
just kind of like course corrects you.
yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I thought that tree looked familiar.
And you make your way back to the Lejic estate. As you enter the familiar scent of lavender, you make your way through the entrance hall, and she will walk with you down the hallway to the guest bedroom that you have been staying.
Thank you. Is there anything else I can do for you tonight, or you think just some sleep will do you good?
No, that will be all. Thank you.
Of course. We'll see you in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning.
Great. I take the hint. I go into my room and close the door.
That's not a heavy-handed hint to go to bed.
Well, I feel like she wants to be alone.
She wants to be alone. Yeah. She doesn't not want to have a conversation tonight.
Yeah, she's
Tonight.
not trying to process. She's trying to sleep.
She's had a very long day.
That's true. What time is it now?
We're
10?
probably like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at this point.
Oh, it's not even past midnight. I go out to the bar.
Yeah,
You could go out to the bar, but she leaves you. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
No, I'm gonna go to bed too.
But she wants to be alone for a little while, and I don't want to role play somebody crying all night. So
That's fair. You know what? I spend the whole night listening at her door, hearing her cry, so that you have to do it. No. I'll also go to bed. I'll get ready for bed. I'll wash my little face, brush my teeth, change into my pajam jams. I get my room to myself. I forgot that.
yeah, you have a room to yourself.
Yeah, so I'll wait for the boys to get back too. I'll get ready for bed and then I'll go sit in like the parlor. Wait
Oh
for the
yeah, they
boys to get
definitely
back.
have a parlor for sure.
Read a
Alright.
little book or something. Have a cup of tea.
Is there anything else that Luka was doing during this time, or you kind of just like followed?
Are there any wildflowers around?
Yes. So there are these like little white flowers that bloom at night in the
Ooh.
forest. I don't know what they're called, but they're like these really delicate little flowers, and they kind of grow in the like carpet of the forest.
I'm looking for something a little taller that I could pick and make into like a little bouquet,
Okay, yes. If you want to do
like
that, you
chamomile or something.
can
like-
find some things. They're a little harder to spot at night, but like that's fine. You can have several hours if you want to go.
Well, I don't want it to be several hours, just like a small bouquet.
Okay.
Because one thing I realized leaving the scene is that we left everything on the altar,
Oh,
including the
painting.
portrait,
Well, I didn't know
which
if-
shouldn't
Oh,
probably
no,
be out
yeah.
in the
I didn't
in
know
the
if you wanted
weather.
to keep that, if that'd be a hard memory for him or not.
I will bring it to his house and he gets to decide that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna gather up some flowers as I walk back to the lakeside, and he'll
It
kneel.
is a clear night, so there's no like chance of rain.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. I still don't want it to be out in the weather.
yeah.
And next to the water, like
The
moisture.
Yeah, it's not good for paintings.
Yeah. Luka will kneel down on the kind of the shoreline and place the little bundle of flowers in the water. And then I'm not a Christian, but Luka is, and he'll say a little prayer
Oh,
just for her good passage into the next life. And then he'll gather up all the stuff that we left at the altar
Yeah.
and bring it back and quietly leave it inside Gasper's home before heading home.
a bunch of it was also Evelyn's, so maybe you can bring home the.
Oh, yes, I'll bring home Evelyn's stuff.
So you do the
The
cleanup.
China.
Yeah,
Thanks,
The
Luka.
post-ritual cleanup.
no problem.
Leave no trace.
I leave the altar.
You leave the rock cairn with
memory.
the little...
Little place for him to go back to.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
that's gorgeous. Yeah. Because it will like kind of mark the spot. That now kind of replaces her tombstone. Because that's now...
She's not at her tomb.
That's where she left from.
Yeah.
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 It's also kind of where her body is.
I guess that's true.
If we wanted to be clear about what happened.
We don't really understand the mechanics.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does the dead body become the Rusalka? Is it just the spirit that becomes the Rusalka? Who
Now
knows?
that she's at rest, is her body just...
Inert.
If this
Yeah,
was a
like-
movie, there would be like during the epilogue, there'd be like a pan into the water down to the bottom of Lake Bohemia where you would see like the skeletal remains of this woman.
Okay.
And the
as
fresh
her
remains of this
spirit-
man.
As her spirit is like leaving the body and
Nice.
Evaporating.
parting, turning into beautiful little speckles of light that go off into the aether.
She's at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually the three of you do end up back in the parlor at the Legic estate.
Howdy, boys.
I think
Howdy.
it was a successful mystery solved.
Yeah.
Check.
Boom. Gosh. Wow.
That was a lot.
That was
Yeah.
not what I expected with a lake monster occurrence.
I feel like, for, like, paranormal investigators, it's more like we're like paranormal psychiatrists.
Yeah, seriously.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Is Evelyn still in bed?
Yeah. Evelyn.
Yeah.
Evelyn's gone. I think she wants to be alone.
Yeah.
Oh, is it still night or is it the next day?
It's
Sorry.
still nighttime.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
You're all convening post-ritual the night of.
Thought maybe tomorrow we could like wake up early and make her breakfast.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do that, but I will help in
Yeah.
ways that I can.
I'm not great at cooking, but how hard can it be?
You can scrape,
Truly.
part of it's cereal, so you
Yeah.
cook a little bacon. You,
Make like an egg.
Yeah.
A couple eggs. Yeah. Great. Well, I'm ready for bed. I don't know about you guys. I'm wrung out.
Exhausted.
Same.
Great. Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight.
And so the three of you go to bed
Yeah.
after exchanging lots of goodbye, good nights, sleep tights. And
I had a cup of chamomile tea while I was waiting for them.
Lovely.
Help me sleep.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little wired. I'm run. You know when you're like exhausted, but you're also like
Wired.
wired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Akka's just like, I have to go to bed, but I can't.
I need to close my eyes manually.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I take my fingers off, they just go.
Oh, I feel that too much.
Oh no, that's not good for you.
No, it's not. All right. So you all drift to sleep. And you're greeted the next day by the light of the sun coming in through your windows.
Rude.
Up early.
Up early. I'll go downstairs and poke around and see if I can find any breakfast supplies. Probably just like make the same breakfast that Evelyn's been making for us this whole time. So
Yeah, there's like a ceramic jar filled with millet, and you can find the pots and pans hanging above the stove, wooden spoons in a drawer to the right of the stove. Yeah, and you can kind of make your way around the kitchen and prepare a breakfast.
perfect.
I didn't find any ham.
Oh,
I did a clean sweep and nothing. No ham. It's unfortunate.
I'm sure we could get some fish. I could probably pop down and find some. And it's not the same, but
I guess. What if you want to?
maybe are there any like eggs? Are there chickens on the
Yeah,
property?
they have eggs.
Okay, I'll top each bowl of gruel with an egg.
delightful.
Yum. I'll make breakfast for all us and then some extra for Evelyn. And then clean up after myself and leave the kitchen exactly the way I found it.
Perfect.
Because I'm not an asshole.
So she doesn't sleep in very late, but it is definitely noticeably later than she normally is up. Based on the few days that you've been here.
Okay.
Right, you've been here. This is the third morning.
I think so.
Yeah.
Third
It's our
morning.
lunch day
Really?
with Nia.
Oh my
Oh my-
god, yeah.
yes.
I'm so glad you're right.
So yes, so she stays in bed a bit longer than what you've experienced the last two mornings, but eventually she does join you for breakfast. She's quieter, but still exchanges quite a few niceties. Isn't like tearful today, or at least not for the time that you're with her this morning. It's almost as if she's grappling with the relief of what's happened and kind of conflicted about it.
Understandable. But we could like banter back with her a little bit as she chats, and I think also maybe I'd like to just extend the invitation, be like, we were invited for lunch at the
Hercog
estate with Nia this afternoon. I don't know if you're wanting to be alone or if some distraction would be a welcome activity, but you're welcome to join us. No pressure, though. I understand if not. Just wanted to put it out there.
I'm actually going to make my way to town hall.
Great.
I
Do you want any
believe
company, or would you rather be alone?
There's a missing person to report.
Oh, indeed.
Oh.
Missing indeed.
She smiles slightly.
Raise my teacup and take a sip.
We all suddenly are
Yeah.
looking somewhere else.
But have a lovely day, and again, thank you so much. Please let me know whatever you need, and when you think you'll be departing us.
That's a great question. I imagine this evening? After lunch?
After lunch in the afternoon.
Yeah, maybe not
Yeah.
evening, but afternoon, yeah.
We do have to get back,
Yeah.
I guess.
Will it be a few days? Or a day? I forget how long it
I
took.
think
Gotta
it's like
hire out
3
a
days.
cart.
3
Yeah.
days?
Yeah, it was a couple days.
Yeah, so probably we should get
Shouldn't
going.
linger.
Yeah.
I mean, your cart has just been here this whole time.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
chilling.
You just hire a person to like drive you here and then stay here.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna go for an indeterminate amount of time before you hail them back?
Now, I know in meta we feel pretty confident we've solved the problem. But do you think there's any value in waiting to see if any more drownings happen? I guess we could just ask Evelyn to like write us a letter if
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
drownings keep happening.
That's my thought, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Wouldn't it be funny if we did all of that and then she was like, I'm still here, bitch. Actually, there were 2 of them.
They were sisters.
My problems are solved, but this shit is fun.
Yeah. Now I'm just drowning men for the hell of it.
It's a sport
As
for
a
me.
hobby. God forbid women have hobbies. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we can leave this afternoon then.
All right.
We'll stop by and say goodbye
yeah.
before.
We'll visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I will see you later then.
Thank you for your hospitality. You've been a wonderful hostess and a great friend.
Again, she smiles and she waves as she leaves the front door and starts to make her way down to town hall. And the 3 of you have like some time before lunch. Is there anything in particular that you want to do, or we can just fast forward to lunch with Nia?
I don't think so.
Uh,
Best not poke around and potentially blow anyone's cover.
yeah.
Yeah. Just stay in the house.
Yeah?
Lie in the sunshine.
All right. So you arrive at the Hercog estate, the Hercog villa.
We take a bath.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
clean
all-
ourselves up, brush our hair.
We should probably at least discuss what we'll tell people if we're asked. Because they know we're here to investigate.
Should we just say we're still investigating?
yeah.
Oh, but then we're leaving.
Oh.
Case
maybe-
ran cold.
Or we performed a ritual at the lakeside and solved the problem.
Yeah, we saw.
Identified the drowner, not the drownee, and took care of it. That's simple enough, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be suspicious, the timing of us solving the problem and Jakob's demise? Like, if we waited a day or two? Because if we wait a day or two we could say, like, oh, Jakob was, like, the last drowning victim, and that was, like, the key for us to figure out what was going on.
Yeah. It could be odd that his body hasn't shown up like the other ones have.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's fine.
We could also pin it on him
I'm
saying
overthinking it.
he was the monster. Because he really was a monster.
That's true.
Though why would he self-sabotage? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm thinking too much.
Yeah, we could just say we did a ritual. We think the problem's solved. People who believe in the supernatural will be like, ooh, they did a ritual and the problem's solved. And people who just don't believe in the supernatural anyway will be like, they were a bunch of hacks anyway.
It just fixed itself. They didn't even need to come.
And that's fine by me.
Fine by me. We get paid either way. We get paid, right?
Well, it was supposed to be
Evelyn.
Jakob was supposed to pay us.
No, Evelyn's in charge.
Yeah. Maybe Evelyn can. Well, that's going to be so awkward. He's like, so, we're going.
About the money.
You've been such a gracious hostess.
We'll get it sorted out. I mean,
Okay.
this game, the way that the development points work is kind of your, like, money growth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not actually related to, like, numbers of coins.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, at the end of the mystery, you get development points for answering a bunch of questions, and that's just your general growth as a society. It's very ambiguous. But roleplay wise, there'll be stuff that happens to allow that
Cool.
mechanic. All right. So you do eventually make your way to the
Should
Hercog
we bring
Villa.
a hostess gift?
What do we think that she likes?
Bottle of wine? Can I
Flowers?
Flowers?
That'd probably be maybe both. Yeah.
Can we easily get a bottle of wine, or is that like an unimaginable luxury here?
Oh no, they have wine. Everybody has wine.
Okay, but like
Everybody
a nice,
makes alcohol.
a nice wine.
Yeah, you can get a decent wine.
Okay.
A lot of the so the Hercogs and the Legics probably have stuff shipped to their house because they very fancy. But there's also a store in town that has at least mid-tier wines.
This is a rustic vintage,
Go to
locally
the
sourced.
Packy. Okay.
It'll be nicer than what the tavern
Oh yeah.
gives out normally.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
enough. Just to not show up empty-handed.
That's a good good insight.
All right. So as you arrive at the Hercog estate, sure enough, you do see Nia Hercog out at her little
Veranda.
Thank
Oh my God, on the
you.
patio
She has a
drinking
little
her juice.
veranda. She has little. You see that Iris is carrying a tray of sandwiches out, and
Perfect
then
timing.
comes out with a tray of drinks.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, she said that she'd make sandwiches for you.
But are they ham sandwiches?
There's tea sandwiches, so there's probably a variety.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is high tea style. She's
Rules.
had cute little sandwiches made.
I give an excited wave from the gate.
She springs out of her chair and she waves and she's like, Luka, darling. Oh, so good to see you again. Joseph, Akka.
Hello.
Hello.
Please do join me. I'm so glad you came. I've had Iris make sandwiches, you can see, and she's also prepared some lemonade fresh.
Ooh.
Such a
Love
luxury.
lemonade.
They were imported this week.
Wow. Well, it's not quite the time for it, but we've brought this bottle of wine for you to enjoy at a later date.
Oh, we can absolutely open that up. That'd be lovely. Please sit down, sit down.
Yay. Sit down.
How are you all doing? Tell me, how is the mystery going?
Some interesting leads.
Yes.
Leads.
Which led to
Yes, which led to aside. Does she know that we're paranormal investigators? I don't quite remember
think so.
if we
Or did we
Oh,
just say
about
we were
that.
detectives? detectives.
I think I might have been more of the mundane detective route.
Well, somebody like this, she's gonna love. She's gonna eat it up.
Yeah, it's mystical. It's
Yeah.
fresh.
Well, it is a little unorthodox of us,
Oh, I love unorthodox.
but
Tell me.
we believe that there might have been an angry spirit in the lake.
You do say.
And we, through research and quick wit, performed a ritual at the lakeshore last night, and we believe that we believe that we have set the spirit free from its mortal toils.
This
And
is
it will trouble no
fabulous. Where's the reporters? Have you not had reporters come into town for this? That sounds like quite a story.
Well, you know, for us, it's just a regular day at work.
An unorthodox day, but a
An
regular day.
unorthodox day, but regular. You'd be surprised at how many unorthodox days we have.
It's true.
That is honestly, when you introduced yourselves the other day, you made it sound so mundane. This is quite much more interesting.
Well, we do have to keep a low profile in many cases, as to not
Understandable.
and not to rile up local. What is the word I'm looking for?
Suspicion?
Sure.
Agitate the locals.
Yeah. Of course. I wholeheartedly understand. Does that mean that you'll be leaving us so soon? So efficient.
Well, we're very good at what we do.
And there are so many little towns with problems like these.
Well, I am saddened by the mere fact that I didn't get to know you all a little better, but I'm still so thankful that you're joining this lovely day with me. So,
Is the day lovely? What's the weather like?
it's another lovely day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lemonade. I'm
Lemonade and
chugging
wine.
Lemonade.
Yeah.
Lemonade and wine. Wine
Lemonade,
shandy.
wine-
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
Wine shandy. Oh my gosh.
Jail.
Yes.
Somebody do a ritual on me.
Be gone.
This one is possessed by an evil spirit.
It probably would be a very lovely thing.
Oh, yeah.
You
Like
think so?
in 1848, having like a decent wine and freshly imported lemons.
It's like
This is the highlight.
Yeah.
This is a fancy drink.
I
This
can't
drink is so sour.
Let's not get used to this. Yeah.
That's great.
This is so good.
Oh my goodness.
Have you had this before? It's lemonade? Never in my wildest dreams.
I don't think I have had it either.
Mm,
Woo!
I have sucked on a lemon before. This tastes kind of like that.
Oh,
Wow, fancy over here.
Mr. Imported lemons for sucking.
I found it. I thought it might have been something else. I was like, this is a really weird looking potato.
Do you normally suck on potatoes?
It can get pretty desperate out in the woods.
Oh.
I think I found it on it. I was crossing a trail somewhere, like a road. Yeah, I'll go to
Fell
it.
off a cart.
It fell off a cart somewhere.
Yeah.
Ah.
Wow. Well, this is great. And the tea sandwiches.
Oh yeah, are there ham sandwiches?
Yes, there's ham
Yes.
sandwiches. Yeah. Ham and cheese.
Luca does the thing
Gotta
where
get
instead of
cheddar
taking
going.
bites of the small sandwiches, he puts the entire small sandwich in his mouth.
Actually, probably a provolone. Provolone's probably more common around here, not
okay.
cheddar.
Oh.
So yeah, provolone, ham sandwiches. There's like some roast beef. It's a good spread. And she just keeps pressing you to tell more and more about your story, and then she kind of like pushes you to embellish it, and she's like, she even gives you a contact in Ludwana of like somebody that you should reach out to that runs a local paper to be like, you should talk to them because they'll be able to like print your story. It'll bring a lot of clout to the town, especially since we just we're experiencing some hard times. The like attention,
Tourism,
would
I
be-
see.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely give a embellished rendition.
beautiful
of the
beautiful,
story.
beautiful.
Probably with me jumping up on chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
It definitely involves me fighting away the ghost with an oar on the shore side,
Yeah.
just
But
to
maybe
give some truth to it.
don't mention like Evelyn.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no
just
names,
us.
no names,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
us.
Just
That's
us.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Just
yeah.
us and the evil
The
spirit.
spirit and just us four.
Yeah.
3.
Well, the spirit. I was
Oh,
counting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Give
And our
me
dogs.
An
And the dogs.
And the dogs.
inspiration.
Sorry,
Oh.
yeah, us 5.
I just want to know how good your story is.
Oh, 1 success.
All right, it's a pretty good story. It's definitely like paper worthy.
Good job.
Cool,
Yeah.
great.
And
Wow.
she's like
Even I'm
living
getting
for
like
it.
hyped up.
Yeah, it's like
Woo!
you're all
That
getting a
really-
little
that really
toasty.
Yeah.
You're listening to the story. It's like getting really hype. You're having a wonderful afternoon. It's quite a nice change of pace at this point. And that continues on until like the mid-afternoon before you part your ways. And she professes, she's like, stay a little later, have another drink.
Oh, we really should be going.
You should come see
We'll
us
have
sometime.
cocktails this evening.
Oh.
Oh yes, Ljubljana no, just kidding. Predyama is much closer than Paris.
That's true.
That is true, and I actually have never visited. I heard that there's this really bizarre castle.
You know what? We live there.
Shut up.
Get VIP access.
Yeah.
Do not.
We do.
It's sort of
That
our
is
headquarters.
Bizarre.
I will note, it is a work in progress.
A fixer-upper.
It's charmingly rustic.
But you own a castle. Oh my gosh. Make sure to have them print that in the paper as well. They must know about you all.
Most fascinating residence since Erasmus Luger.
Wonderful. Well, I will definitely make plans to visit. It has been a lovely time. Please do travel safely.
We will.
We will. Thank you for the lovely afternoon. Quite a much needed change of pace after fighting evil spirits all night.
All right.
And we'll head back to say bye to Evelyn.
Yes. So you depart from the Gusick. Nope.
Hercog.
Hercog. Oh gosh. You depart from the Hercog villa and make your way back to the Lejic estate, where Evelyn has taken the opportunity to pack your bags,
Oh,
as well as prepare you a little like travel gift bag of sorts of like some bread, some like small treats, a packet of tea, stuff like that for your trip that you'll be able to tide yourself over with some little goodies.
she's the best.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're so sorry to have to go, but I hope you'll come visit us in Pradyama sometime.
That would actually be very lovely. I've been very impressed with your abilities and, well, nothing is tying me down here anymore.
I suppose that's true, although I wonder who will be responsible for the business in Jakob's absence.
I think it falls to me, but to be completely honest, business was never my interest in life.
Then sell it.
Yeah.
True.
Travel the world.
Go see Paris.
You say sell it, and she's like immediately her urge is to like respond, but she just like is hung up. She's like, she cocks her head and she's thinking. She says, "That's not a bad idea." Well,
Sell it to the Hercogs.
Yeah, they basically.
I'm sure they'll
investors.
take it.
Yeah.
regardless, I will write and I will stay in touch. Thank you again so much. This has been an interesting week.
That's for sure.
New chapters for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
If I could make a request.
Of
Since
course.
we probably won't be back in this town soon, and I'm not sure what your plans will be in the future, but if you could keep an eye out on Gasper as he readjusts,
Of course.
and let us know if you need anything from us or anything. Just
Do you think we should? Oh, you did say you would see him tomorrow. Somebody said see him tomorrow?
Yeah,
Should we
yeah.
go and check on him before we leave too?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, we gotta make the rounds. I forgot about Gasper.
We made so many friends
We made
here.
so many friends in 2.
Where's
and a
Nico?
half
Just
days.
kidding.
One last round of drinks.
Oh my gosh, yes, you did actually buddy up with Nico.
Yeah.
I did.
It's like,
Um,
sorry,
Your
man.
little
Yeah.
Squad.
So
We'll
yes,
make out
you
later.
can go
It's
do
fine.
that. You go make your way to Gasper. Gasper's definitely in a much more somber state when you meet him. But he does seem to be like stable. He's grieving. He's actually grieving.
Yeah.
He did like experience a heavy loss last night. And so he does like exchange some niceties with you. But he actually does kind of not push you away, but kind of like make the exchange pretty short. Before just wishing you safe travels. And like whatever you kind of like nudge him to do, he just kind of agrees. So like if you're like, you should go hang out with Evelyn or something, he like agrees and kind of like just kind of brushes it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Before just wishing you safe travel. And like excusing himself.
Yeah. Give him a firm handshake.
Yeah.
It is a tough go, but it gets less tough over time.
He does that like grimaced kind of smile and just nods a little bit. And then he wraps his arms around you, gives you like a nice squeeze, gives you a hug, shakes Luka's hand, shakes Akka's hand, and then fully excuses himself from the conversation. Nico Gusick, on the other hand.
Just kidding. No. We're not actually going to go say hi to Nico Gusick.
Nico spots you.
There is
across
no
the crowd.
Oh my
reason.
god, yeah. As you
Yeah,
walk in.
Nico spots you as you all are like you're like packing up the cart. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, wow! It was so nice to meet you. If you're ever in town again, like
Come
let's
visit
hang
us in
out."
Prediyama. Hey,
There's gonna
That's
be a
never gonna
bash.
happen. He's like
Oh my
never
god,
leaving
don't
this
invite
town.
your 12 teenage friends to come visit us.
Listen, they're like 1920, okay?
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
they
they
were
were
like
like
12 for some
No,
reason.
No.
They're all just drinking beer in the bar.
know.
late teens, early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. They were
guess
they were
that's-
like
My
college
peers.
bros.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Except not in college because
That doesn't exist.
they are
here.
fishers.
Yeah. The school of life.
Yeah, school of hard knocks.
But I mean, just like any other, like if you made friends with somebody and you ran into them out and about, they'd just give you like all that fun little exchange. We should hang out sometime. Both of you are like sitting there in the back of your head, like we're never going to see each other again. But you do that, and then you
That
move
is
on with
not
your
what
lives.
Luca thinks.
Luka's like,
Luca's like, yeah, I'll see you in Prediyama like a couple months, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's just how
See?
it goes.
See you
And for
there.
the next, like,
we have a castle. Come stay at our
yeah.
castle.
for the next like several months at Prediyama, you're like, I wonder when Nico and his friends are going to come visit. And we're both like,
And then for like weeks after that, the rest of you are like, I wonder when they're gonna leave. Definitely overstaying their welcome.
We've run out of ham like months ago.
oh god. They're eating us out
There's
of house and
red
ham.
solo cups everywhere.
The floor
They
is
will
sticky.
not take out the trash. There is a tower of pizza boxes. What is
I woke
going
up this
on?
morning and there was a man sleeping on the floor of the hallway. And he had idiot written on his naked butt cheeks.
Oh my goodness.
That's the vibe.
What are you doing
That's
in
absolutely
my
the
castle?
vibe. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. All right. But with that, and is there anything else that you would like to incorporate into this final bit of the mystery before you part ways and we transition back to the headquarters?
Assuming we got some kind of payment, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You will get payment from Evelyn. She honestly, because of how well you did and the fact that now she's in control of the business and she honestly doesn't care if it succeeds, you probably get more than you were supposed to.
Nice.
She's just
Or at
throwing
least
money
more
around.
than what Jakob was intending to pay you. So,
Hell yeah, we should always drown the employer.
Yeah. Especially if he's evil, yeah.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Yeah. And so cool. You are going to make your way back to the headquarters. So after several days of travel, through the countryside of Slovene lands, you make your way back to Pradjama Castle. And you're greeted by Alget, who has been tending to the place in your absence.
Any ham sandwiches?
Yes, he greets you with ham sandwiches. He's like, because you had like written him in advance of your departure from Ukons, it arrives ahead of you, so he like knows that you're arriving.
Yeah.
It's like a really cool thing that mail can do.
Hell yeah.
Send somebody on a horse versus a cart.
Yeah,
Half the time.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do right now is we are gonna do our end of mystery housekeeping.
Yay, our points.
Yes.
Give me points.
So we get experience points, and then there will be development points.
Okay.
So we will start with the experience points. So, I'm going to ask a series of 8 questions, and if you answer yes for any of the questions, you get 1 XP.
Oh, cool.
And is it like if you answer yes to 2 of them, you get 2 XP? Or
Correct.
Is it just, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
So
get
for
1
every yes.
each.
Okay.
So, number 1, did you participate in the session?
I did.
Yes, you all get 1 XP. Everyone gets
Yay!
1 XP always. Did you confront any Vaesen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you identify a previously unknown Vaesen?
I don't
Yeah.
No, because we had like papers describing her. So
For the purposes of the game,
Oh,
it's
for
like
us.
that to you.
It was new to us.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Were you affected by your dark secret?
No.
no.
I
No.
don't believe any of you did deploy that, no. Did you take risks to protect other people?
Yes, I stepped in front of Evelyn. Between Evelyn and Jakob at one
Oh,
point.
that's true. Yeah.
did.
So you get to say yes. I don't think I did.
I don't think so. I didn't think I
Alright.
did.
Okay, this one's a 2-parter.
Oh,
Have you learned anything and what? So each of you go around, and if you want to answer yes, you tell me what you learned.
is it you, the character, or you, the player?
That's a great question. The character.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it can't just be the Vaesen.
I learned what a salka is.
Yeah, I learned about lemonade.
That's fair.
That's true.
Sure.
I never had it before.
Yeah.
This is great.
You learned about lemonade. It is something that's going to come up again, for sure.
I don't know. Maybe.
Did I learn
I'll accept
anything?
I learned that you can spend 20 years in the woods and still get lost in the daytime, but you're perfect at night.
You learned humility.
I learned humility.
Okay, perfect.
What is this? I'm not good at everything? I've got 51 years on me.
I learned that I can potentially cause someone to break by just talking to them.
Yeah.
That's meta.
I know.
We all
I'm
learned
just
to do
kidding.
lullaby.
That's true.
I did learn a lullaby.
You did learn a lullaby. Can you sing it for us?
No, I don't remember it. Luka probably remembers it, but I don't.
Okay, Luka remembers it. It is in
Does that count?
character. Yes. All right. Did you develop something in your headquarters? This is going to be no, because we haven't had development points yet, but the next mystery will get whatever we end up developing. And then did you perform an extraordinary action?
What does that mean?
Is there a definition for that?
Something that was extraordinary.
I mean, I did cause psychological damage to a priest
Yeah.
by asking him a question.
I don't know if that's extraordinary.
What did I get like 3 successes on?
So many things.
Yeah.
I
can't
convinced
tell if that
Vaesen to spare a man for a couple minutes.
I'm going to say that
don't-
that's still tied up in the XP related to questions 2 and 3.
Okay, fine.
Y'all have already gotten a lot of XP.
Okay.
What you really want to aim for is 5 points. 'Cause
Oh,
that's when
really?
that's when you can upgrade one of your skills.
Yeah.
I should have done something extraordinary.
Oh, you only got 4?
Yeah.
I think most
I
of
got
us
5
Oh yeah.
because I protected Evelyn. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
I tried to protect
You
Evelyn.
took a risk.
Yeah,
All right.
So you get to upgrade.
I do get to upgrade a skill.
All right. So that will be something before the next mystery. You have 5 XP that you'll be able to expend to improve your character.
Hmm.
And now I have to go to the development point,
Ooh.
which are more questions.
Yay!
So now these are points that are shared. So you all will collectively get 1 point for each question because it's for the headquarters.
Yeah.
And then these are development points that can be spent for people and rooms. And I think there's also some like non-people or room things like resources you can get for the headquarters itself.
Running water.
Fix the roof.
Yeah.
All right. Did you play at least one scene at the headquarters?
We did.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Did you encounter a new type of Vaesen?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you visit a place of magic?
Yes.
Does
The
this,
lake.
There's a
the
lake.
lakeside count? We went out in the lake too.
Yeah.
I will say that you created a place of magic.
Oh.
Yeah, with our ritual.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that counts as a point.
Yeah. Were you subjected to magic?
Yes.
The song?
But it didn't really
No.
affect
But it
us.
didn't really affect
No,
us.
it was
yeah.
not.
Oh, okay.
No, then probably no.
Did you bring occult books or other important items back to the headquarters?
No.
No. Didn't even think about it. We didn't really have anything.
No.
Yeah.
Did you make important contacts?
You bet
Yes.
we did. So many.
Networking.
Yeah. We've got a gang of 19 to 20-year-olds at our disposal.
Sugar
Yes.
mama.
That's the most important contact you made. No, it's really Nia is the most important.
That's
well,
fair.
Nia and Evelyn probably.
Yeah.
Because now they are potential patrons.
Yeah.
All right. Was the mystery particularly difficult and epic?
I would say so.
Epic.
I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah.
That was a hard mystery. And it was your first one, so we're just gonna say it's the hardest thing you've done.
It's the hardest and most epic one we've done yet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Did you solve it?
We did.
Yes.
Yes, you did. All right. How many development points did you get?
6.
Ooh,
That's a good
I
amount.
think that's like enough to buy a good amount of things.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd like to buy a roof.
One roof, please.
One roof, please.
I mean, probably.
Luckily,
a few
that's
roofs.
more just for role play anyway.
Yeah. Although there's some research things, like you can get a butterfly garden. I saw.
Whoa! I'd give me 6 of those.
Can,
Every
yeah.
room is a
Every
butterfly
rose is a
garden.
garden. Akka, where's all our money? Why are there so many butterflies? I've never seen this kind before. I had to get it.
It's a study that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, so an infirmary is one.
Yeah.
So like you can
Oh.
buy an
Wow.
infirmary for 6 development points, and then it makes it possible to push all physical recovery rolls. So you all didn't really take any physical damage, did you?
We
No.
were pretty short on
None?
abuse.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Jakob did, though.
This was definitely a more social, emotional
Yeah, not quite as physical.
thing. Some of the other Vaesen are, very physical, where you can like break your leg and
Yeah.
lose a limb and stuff like that.
Fight off cultists in a logging town.
Yeah. That was the one shot that we did like a year ago.
A year ago? Oh my god.
It was around Halloween, right? I
Was
think
it?
it was.
Yeah, because it was a crypt something.
I mean, we
wow.
just do a lot of horror themed one shots, so it could have
Yeah,
been July.
It's always Halloween.
I can find it because it was in our group chat.
Yeah.
But,
So that is the end of the mystery, and that's all the wrap-up activities you do. So you get to answer a lot of questions and feel good about what you accomplished.
So we don't spend the development points now.
We don't have to do that now. It's a lot of decision making, so it's like better to just to think about that, talk about it outside of sessions. If we weren't live streaming, I'd say let's just talk about it. But
the audience
the
doesn't
audience
want to hear
doesn't want us to
Yeah.
sit here reading a book
Yeah.
in silence before we start having some weird deliberations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Some weird deliberations.
It's not good TV.
What? But yes, so that is the end of the mystery. We have 2 more things that we're going to do with this session. So I did want to have a little scene in the study. And then I also just was like, y'all can chat and talk about the mystery itself. I can give you all of the handouts you never saw.
Yeah, mystery
Ooh.
handouts.
Which is exciting. So which would you like to do first? Scene with Algit or...
Let's just see
Scene.
without
Yeah,
it.
let's do the
Once
scene.
we're out of character, it's hard to get back.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Not
That's
that
fair. That's fair.
in. 'Cause I really have to get into the Akka's mindset. Okay, I just literally look in the mirror and I'm like,
There you are. I'm mentally wearing an apron.
yeah,
Gorgeous.
me in an apron.
All right. So weeks later, you've kind of decompressed from your previous mystery, taken some time to catalog the events that took place, add them to the ledger, and do all of that type of stuff as you are now tending to the castle and trying to plan renovations and other potential purchases that you might make in order to further expand the society. So one afternoon, you are all sitting about in the study. It is just a regular day that you're doing your regular activities. So whatever it is that you do while sitting around the study. So, Akka, what are you doing right now?
Let's see. Probably having a cup of tea or coffee, depending on the time of day, and maybe writing in my little notebook about whatever I saw on my walk that morning.
Lovely. Luka.
Luka, I think, would still be reading like the grimoire-esque books that are in the library or in the study, and occasionally going over to Akka to ask what a word is.
Gorgeous. Joseph.
I think Joseph found a book of local tales. So he's reading one about Zlatarog, the golden horned chamois that lives on top of the mountain near where Lake Bohin was.
Hell yeah.
It's a really fascinating story about a hunter that is trying so he has a girlfriend, but his girlfriend is wooed by a merchant from Italy. So he's like, I'm going to go find this magical treasure of this golden horned goat. And he tries to track down this goat and he stabs it, but its blood can sprout these flowers that heal. So
Gorgeous.
I feel like every once in a while you're just like, oh, hell yeah.
yeah, it was like that dude's
Sick.
he's doing the coolest work of mystery hunter, mythological
Sorry,
hunter.
what did you say?
I was reading about epicness here.
So as you're each doing those things, you're sitting around the room. Is there any conversations that you're having with each other?
Yeah, I'm helping you figure out words every once in a while. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
How's everything coming with the work in your little infirmary?
Oh, it's good for what it is, but it's still just a pantry. Basically, it's not anywhere near the kind of facilities I'd be used to. I feel like we could really, get something nice set up, but I'm not sure if it's our top priority right now.
Yeah, still trying to patch all these holes and.
Yeah. What about you? Have you gotten a chance to go out into the woods surrounding the mountain?
Recently? there are some curious footpaths around here.
I found so too.
Yeah. But yeah, just you herds of red hart and a few wolf tracks. But
Oh.
I think now is the rutting season, so it is a little bit wild in the woods right now.
We'll have to go on a walk at some time so you can show me all of your little hunting secrets. I usually stick to the paths well traveled, but I've seen all kinds of wildlife around here that I never saw back where I was from.
And there's even more that are in caves, so we can maybe take a trip to Pistoina and...
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about caves, but if I'm with you, I guess I'll feel okay. You seem pretty experienced, although you did get us lost in the woods that one time.
I only get lost once.
The door creaks open as Elgit, the butler, pushes open the door and begins to make his way into the room with the tray.
The tray.
Upon it sits a crumpled up, rather tattered looking letter.
Oh. Not ham sandwiches.
Masters, if you please, we've received another letter. Although this one appears to have,
It's been through the ringer.
Oh, God.
Looks like it came out of a lake.
Oh, goodness. It's
Is
been...
it
I
wet?
found
From
it
Zoya.
It's from Zoya.
Is it made out of fish?
stuck beneath a rock at the bottom of the hill near our mailbox.
Holy
Wow. Oh,
moly.
it's shredded.
It's got a big hole right in the middle. It's hanging on by a thread. It's from Patui, which is a city in the east. So it's dated January. I'm guessing we're in the winter because our adventure was in summertime.
Oh, yes, let's say it's been months.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're bunkered. We're in the one warm spot, which is the light.
I
It's a
forgot I
fire
dated
burn?
this
Oh,
one.
it's so cozy.
Yes.
Joseph does his best as he tries to realign the pieces of torn
Yeah.
letter, and he says, "To the esteemed society, I write to you with a heart burdened by fear and desperation. My name is Azja Subic, and I live with my family in the town of Patui. I humbly beg for your aid, for I believe a terrible curse has taken hold of my family, and our very lives are at stake. Several weeks ago, my eldest brother, Leo, suffered a grave injury while working at the sawmill. It was a horrible accident, one I cannot shake from my mind. I fear it was more than mere misfortune that befell him, for as of late, miseries have followed us like a dark cloud. Accidents have plagued the sawmill for several months now, most notably the death Does that say sorry, I was misreading 2 lines. The death of poor Iori Kaleva, a dear friend of Leo's, who was crushed beneath a tree in a manner too grim to be coincidence. He was shortly after Leo's accident that my younger brother Sven began to suffer. At first it was only bad dreams, but soon the nightmares grew more terrible. He speaks of monsters hiding in the shadows, watching him, waiting. He refuses to sleep now, for he swears that they will come for him if he does. His face is pale, his body weak. He is ill in both mind and spirit, bedridden with sickness no doctor can cure. Each day he grows thinner, his eyes hollowed with dread. I believe Sven's suffering began the day Leo was injured. There is something unnatural at work here, something beyond our understanding. I fear the curse will consume us all unless we act swiftly. Please, I beg you, if there are any powers that you possess, any knowledge of strange and terrible forces that haunt us, I implore you to come to our aid. My family is unraveling before my eyes, and I do not know how much longer we can endure. I fear for Sven's life and for what may happen if this curse is not dispelled. May God guide this letter to you, and may you have mercy on us. We await your response with all the hope we have left. Yours in desperation, Azia Subic.
My goodness, the condition of that letter does not bode well for
No.
the condition of the family.
I'm really surprised and there was no envelope, Alget, for this letter. It was just under a rock.
And it wasn't delivered with the rest of the mail?
It was not. I almost overlooked it before I noticed it waving in the wind.
Well, it sounds like we have another case.
How many days ago is that letter? What's the date on that letter again?
It's January 26th.
What's today's date?
And let's say that it is February 12th.
Ooh,
Oh, okay. So it's been a couple weeks.
we gotta get on it.
All right. Back at it again.
There is two more matters to attend to. Akka, I have been thinking over your proposal, and I do believe that would be quite a necessary addition for the society. Linnea agrees. For the two of you, there is somebody Linnea would like you to meet. They will be at the tavern at the bottom of the hill tomorrow around 2 p.m.
What do they look like? Or what should we look out for?
Linnea will be there to introduce you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That would be all.
Thank you as ever, Alget.
He does his little bow, and he exits the room.
You know, he's growing on me.
You didn't like him?
He has an interesting vibe.
That's certainly true.
So, what was this proposal?
Well, I was thinking about how, when we're away on our missions and we're leaving the castle behind, it feels like there's a lot of progress that needs to be made here to help reinstate the organization, And so my proposal was that I could remain here, kind of be your home team to help with anything needed around the castle, help Alget with his activities, maybe get things cleaned up or, help implement whatever changes that we want made. Keep an eye on things while you guys go out and explore and solve mysteries. And I'll be here. You can always come back and tell me about them.
Well, Okay. Could you still help me read when I'm back?
Of course.
Okay.
I'll be here all the time to help you read.
That's
And
great.
I'll prepare some trails that we can explore for whenever we come back.
Perfect. And I'll keep an eye on the local wildlife and report back.
Make sure they're not doing. There's not going to be a Vaesen in our neck of the woods.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll make sure, the wolf and the deer populations are staying in balance, these types of things. And besides, this is a very small town and they actually don't have any sort of a medical, or particularly proficient medical practitioner here. So I think they could really use my help with even less supernatural ailments.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of things that they just overlook. They're like, oh, just my arm feels off. I guess it's just how arms are. So I think you'll be a very valuable resource here.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. I'll miss you guys.
Yeah, I'll miss you out there. But you'll be here.
I'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you look at books and stuff.
Yes.
Because we need the help researching if that first endeavor was an indicator.
Yeah. Gosh, we didn't find anything in that library.
No, we
I was looking
didn't.
through the fish books. I'm like, oh, this is I learned about the lake, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that, we are going to close the curtain on this mystery of Vaesen Slovene lands. The calls of the wild linger for next time. Before we do our outro, though, I did promise to show off some of the handouts that we did.
Reveal the secrets.
Yes, exactly. So we kind of did that thing where you, in retrospective, did your learning roles and recalled things from the library. There were quite a few red herrings that I had also prepared. Well, even some of the ones that you got were a little bit of red herrings. And additional research. So we did do a lot of prep of various tales of water spirits. So there was a journal entry on the Mavka. We had a protection spell. Some poems that were talking about various water spirits. We even had some stuff about a leshy that could have come up and worked its way in depending on what types of clues you uncovered. Gosh, what is this one? Conjuration magic and just general spells, which was always fun information. And so I'm going to release a lot of this content on our Instagram as well as our Patreon. We've got the Ozernitsa and the Vadianoi. There were some journal entries. And I actually went and made covers that we could open the journals. It was little physical
so
interaction. Something about offering for Boginka to be left at an altar constructed at the water's edge. So there's a lot of water spirits in Slovenian folklore. And so that is part of, or could have potentially been part of the mystery of just being able to identify what it was. Because of how you all navigated it, you kind of came across the social aspects very early on, and so you didn't have to find all of the physical clues that would have led you down various folklore. You kind of narrowed in on the Rysulka pretty quickly, or at least the nature of the spirit pretty quickly. And so that's why I didn't pull out a lot of these, because they were just no longer relevant for the mystery. There was also a letter that you could have found at the Legic estate for Zoya. So who wants to open a wax seal?
Ellie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all yours.
So there's a wax seal letter that you could have found, because I wanted to create lots of different ways for you all to understand the history that was happening or that had happened
Yeah.
between Jakob and Zoya, Gasper, and like really piece together that history.
So Zoya was in the lake for 6 years, but she had only started attacking in the last 2 weeks.
Yes,
And Gasper has
2 months
Gasper-
because of the wedding.
Yeah, and Gasper has had he known that she was on the lake, or only in these last 2 months?
He had suspected it was her that he was hearing, singing the lullaby. It was familiar, but when you had asked him, he said that he had never seen her.
No, but for how long had he been hearing that song? Just as long
For
as the
6
attacks?
years.
Oh, wow, that's wild.
Yes. So for 6 years, Zoya was haunting the lake, but her rage did not build until the wedding, because that's the first time that she sees Jakob
And she's like, ah,
since her murder.
yeah.
So, because Jakob never goes down to the water at night because it's his business. So he had never a reason to go there until the wedding night.
Interesting.
So that was the real like history, like peeling back the curtain. It was the wedding night that they had the reception at the boathouse, and him and Evelyn were there, and Zoya saw them and saw that Jakob was marrying somebody, and that like initiated her rage. Before that, it was she was just a sad spirit of the lake that didn't really have any like motivation to do anything more than just be stuck there.
Gotcha.
Big mood.
Yeah. She was just a spirit that couldn't move on. But then it was, then the rage, and then that rage built into protecting the lake, and she took it out on the fishermen, particularly those that she thought were either like aggressive towards other people, like people who were not very nice, or they were disrespecting the lake.
Gotcha.
So like we didn't really dive into that as much. There was a lot of stuff that if you pushed into the social aspect of the fishermen, you would have started to understand who was being targeted a little bit more. So yeah, there was that. And then what does that letter say?
It looks like it was maybe Jakob drafting wedding vows to Zoya. It's it's very sweet actually, but it's like a work in progress. He like had crossed out and rewritten some stuff. So I don't know if it was the final letter, if he was just like drafting, but he says, Zoya, my dearest love, from the moment I first saw you, I knew my heart had found its home. In your eyes, I saw kindness. In your smile, I found warmth. And in your laughter, and then it says saw a joy, and then he crossed that out and wrote discovered joy that I never knew I was missing. You have brought light into my life in ways I never imagined, and every day with you has been a blessing beyond words. I vow to love you with all that I have crossed out am, to stand by your side through every hardship crossed out trial, and to celebrate every joy that comes our way. I promise to cherish you, to honor the gentle soul that you are, and to protect you with everything I have. I will be your rock, your shelter, and your greatest supporter in all that you do. I promise to listen to you, to learn from you, and then crossed out, and to dedicate myself to you, but that's crossed out, and it says, and to grow with you as we build our life together. I will treasure every moment, whether it be in the quiet stillness of the morning or in the laughter of shared adventures. My love for you is steadfast, unwavering, and forever crossed out, eternal. Zoya, I gave you my heart, my soul, and all that I am. Together we will create a life filled with love, kindness, crossed out, compassion, and endless joy. I am honored to walk this path with you, to share in every dream, and to face every challenge hand in hand. With you, Zoya, I am complete. I love you now and forever. So he was into her, even though she wasn't into him.
They were also wedding vows. And
Yeah.
wedding vows tend
Yeah.
to be
Exaggerated.
expected and
Yeah.
exaggerated.
Well, because you're saying them in public, right?
Can be. It's very, sometimes people are able to put on a face real easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jakob was definitely one of those people. He put on a face.
He was good at it.
He's good at it.
Not anymore.
Now he's
Doesn't
got
have-
no face.
Yeah, it doesn't have a face
No
anymore.
face.
Fish ate it.
The last handout that I created was just a letter to a Kovac and Sons Maritime Provisions requesting a bunch of supplies, including dredge nets. So they were actually about to start dredging the lake.
That's not good for the lake.
That's crazy. That
Which
is
was kind of a red herring because it was going to point you to like the Vadianoi, which are a lot more lake protectors.
yeah.
But yeah, just like one of the things that they were going to be doing.
Oh, fun.
So it's on fun little like engineering paper.
Nice.
Oh, it's like a square. It's a square
Yeah,
grid.
the green square grid. I had to do I did my bachelor's in engineering and I had to do a lot of homework on this paper for some reason, and it's very expensive.
It's from the 80s when they're like, oh, well, you're an engineer, you have to use a special paper because you might draw diagrams and they have to be to scale, even though you're just doing math equations.
So yeah, that's the mystery. I will post all of that to our Instagram and our Patreon so you can see all those fun little handouts. The reason we put it on Patreon is we put it under the free category so you can download it, and then you can use this mystery if you would like. Because I'll probably even just post my bullet points of what was happening, because it's not, I didn't write out a ton. It's a lot of just
really?
bullet points and then improving from there.
It was
Once
great,
you know the
yeah.
history
It was
and the
amazing.
background of the people, the rest is just responding to what you all look at, or try to explore. Because I think that you should find clues wherever you go. I think it's important that, like, even if you take a path I wasn't expecting, you should still find something. So I think it's the DM's job to figure out how that history translates into findings. So, yeah. Before we wrap up, anything else you wanted to talk about in the mystery? Anything that still lingers in your mind? Pressing questions? Things that didn't make sense?
No, I think it was
No, I don't
really
think so.
clear. Like
Yeah.
all the pieces came together.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, in the end, everything
Yay.
fit. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you for a great mystery, DM.
Yeah.
yay! Snaps all around. And on that note, a heartfelt thanks to Free League Publishing for their steadfast support of independent TTRPG creators through the open gaming license rules and for crafting the rich tapestry of Vaesen. Especially to the talented writers Niels Hintz, Niels Carlin, and Rickard Antoya for their exceptional setting guidelines. Our gratitude also extends to Thomas Herenstam for the Year Zero game engine, and to Niklas Lundmark for his crucial role in making this game accessible through translation. We also owe our thanks to Nerea, whose haunting renditions of Zrejlo, Žito, and Andro have beautifully enhanced our intro sequence. And to our incredible players! Ellie, Chris, and Dan, whose performances breathe life into our characters and craft the tales that captivate us. Finally, thank you, Russell, for helping me prep for these sessions and for moderating our channel. This project has been a profound journey reconnecting with my heritage, a heritage disrupted by historical and personal trials. From the destruction of historical records during centuries of crusades and colonization, enforced language barriers due to assimilation theory in the 60s, and to the loss of my grandfather during the COVID-19 pandemic, my last direct connection to my homeland. For all those, like myself, striving to reclaim and redefine their cultural roots, I stand with you. May you find grace, empathy, and kindness on your journey, and as David Mitchell once eloquently wrote in Cloud Atlas, our lives are not our own, we are bound to others, past and present, and by each crime and every kindness we birth our future. Thank you for joining us, and we will be taking a short hiatus as we prepare for our next mystery and deal with some personal affairs. Farewell for now, and may the echoes of the past guide you until we meet again. Keep an eye on our social media and Discord. Nazvedanya!